right, Dad, we're now live.
Hello, and welcome to Barilla Cooking Session. I'm Walter Kennard. I'm here. How did I get here? I suppose I completely love food, and when that became...
Paused, all right. People have joined. Dad.
Hello, I'm sorry. That was just some technical difficulties. Hello, I'm Walter. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm cooking some pasta vongole today. We have these, or pipies, we have these beautiful pipies, Gulwa pipies from South Australia. They're just on the other side of that thing to Adelaide. Gulwa pipies, beautiful. I love these little ones. They seem to have quite a good flavour. So we've got those, we've got a bit of chilli, we've got a bit of parsley, we've got some lemon. And of course we've got spaghetti and we've got garlic and we've got everything. So we're going to do it here in the kitchen cooking. It's a really simple dish.
Why do you love it, Dad?
Why do I love this dish? Well, it's another one for your repertoire that's seafood, that's not just eating fish. It literally will be done in 20 minutes once we start cooking, which is a real benefit if you want to cook food for your family and you're really busy and things like that. Plus, it's something different, like if you're always eating chicken or beef or fish, there's shellfish, which is another thing. Or I don't even actually think they are shellfish, they're called something else. That's a question for out there. A pippy is like a mollusk, I think. It just came to me. Did anyone answer that, Angel?
No.
And what we also have here is we have Angel, my daughter, Baba.
Hi.
She's also known as Anchovy on Instagram, so go check out her account. She's going to be helping and assisting and filming with all of that sort of stuff. All right, so just finishing off chopping everything. We've got some chilies here. We've got some parsley there. We've got some lemon. I'll just get all this done. Everything's just about ready to go. So,
yep.
And I mean, if you can't get pipies and you need to, I forgot because we had that technical difficulty. Where did we get to? So I'll start kind of again anyway. We're going to cook these beautiful South Australian Gulwa pipies. It's a bit dodgy. Take that one out. But yeah, look at these tiny, beautiful little pipies. Yeah, so I love
And
this.
they come pre-cleaned as well, so
Pre-cleaned.
you can literally take them out of the bag, pop them in the pan.
They look like that. So, and they'll last. These ones that I got were 5 days life on them in the fridge. So, you know, you can buy them at the beginning of the week and then get ready to use them later on. You know, you can't think of what to do or you need to cook something in a hurry. This is the perfect dish because it only takes 20 minutes. Yeah. All right. So we've got all of that sort of stuff. Maybe we'll come around and we'll get cracking.
All right.
Hold on. What we're going to do first is a pangrattato, which is a poor man's parmesan.
And so what's this made from?
This is just breadcrumbs, parsley, and a little bit of salt.
Yeah,
maybe some garlic if you like.
We're making our own breadcrumbs, but you can certainly use store-bought breadcrumbs. These are made from stale pieces of sourdough and some old bagels. That we've used.
That's a stale poppy seed bagel.
Yeah.
That we just sort of broke into little bits, and then there's just some stale sourdough. So to keep it quite rustic, I'm going to chop it and not put it through the blender. So I'm just going to chop that into little bits. You can see how hard it is, and I mean it's quite a simple thing. We'll just get that into the pan in a second with some olive oil, parsley, and salt. Just make sure the pan's up.
Turn the pan hot. But yeah, this is our personal preference. We like these breadcrumbs to be quite rustic and chunky, so they absorb all the oil and the salt that we're about to put them on or put on them. Add
another like sort of texture to the whole dish too, if we can get these sort of nice and crunchy, you know, fried bread. It's a wonderful thing. All right, so 1 kilo of pipies, handful of breadcrumbs, 3 chilies, bunch of parsley, some lemon.
All right, I'm coming over.
We have some olive oil here. I'm just going to put that in the pan.
Due to poor connection. All right, we're back. So we want it to be super hot, this pan.
Super hot. What I like in my pangrattato is I really like my parsley to go crispy. So I'm going to put that in first and try and fry that up a little bit to get that crispy in there. Then we'll add everything else. We'll turn on the water again and get ready for that.
Oh yes.
And the other critical ingredient what we have here is
reconnecting. Sorry, we're back.
So another critical ingredient, and my theory towards white wine is I only ever use wine that I drink because what is cooking wine? You're gonna eat it anyway, and what does it taste like? So I've got this natural South Australian, naturally fermented.
Right.
It's quite a robust flavour in this wine, which I think keeping a little bit of sugar and a little bit of resonance is going to work really well.
That's for the pipies. So our oil looks pretty high. No, it's okay.
Right.
Sorry, guys.
All right.
We're ready to fry off the pipies.
I don't know what to do with
Look at that. It's a bit messy, but we want the parsley to get nice and crispy. And for those just tuning in, we are making our pangrattato to put on top of some spaghetti vongole with pipies. Oh, yeah, pangrattato. Adding in the breadcrumbs.
This is going crazy. We'll get that off the stove. Do you mind just moving that off the pipies there, sweetie?
Yeah.
All right, so I think this is as the way of the world with everything. The wonderful thing about this is what you had, this is what you use. So if you had a bit of old stale bread and you didn't have any cheese to put on your pasta, they thought, oh, what do? We make something, how do we put this on? See, look at that. Can you get in close to that? Already it looks like this delicious. Needs a bit of salt.
You know. Yum.
Needs a bit more salt. What?
Sorry.
Right. So, check that out. It looks delicious
How
to me.
golden and crispy.
Taste a little bit more. That's delicious.
Yum.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yep. All right.
Just turn that on.
Now we are moving on to the pipies.
So we have this spaghettini number 7. It says 11 minutes. I think we're going to do it for about 7. I'm going to plan to put the spaghetti into the sauce at the end and cook it for another 2 or 3 minutes, just to really let the sauce absorb into the pasta for that final bit of cooking.
All right. Putting in a whole packet.
Yep, whole packet of pasta. So with the pausing and everything that's been happening, I think where I was before the pause. So 1 kilogram of pipies, 1 packet of pasta, everything else that we got here feeds about 3 or 4 people depending on how hungry everyone is.
Yeah.
Get that in.
That's
nice
hot.
and hot.
All right.
Put a bit of oil in there. We're just going to leave this because the pipies are going to be done literally in 2 seconds, so I don't want everything to really be done. So I just make sure this pasta's well and truly going, so we can have our pipies just like perfectly ready, not overdone. There is not much of a fear, even if they're overdone, they're still delicious, but just getting them just right is an advantage. They're going to cook, if you have it hot enough, it's only going to cook for a couple of minutes. And now I'm about to burn the oil, so we will get it all happening any second now, right now. We'll get everything over here.
Everything.
We'll go the garlic.
With the garlic. And some chili.
We'll go chili. Can you get a close up of that, please? Oh, smell that. That smell coming off that just looks amazing. Look at that.
Easily my favourite smell in the world.
Oh. We'll put a bit of this in here now. And what I'm going to do with the pipies, I'm just going to add a few at a time.
Andrea, yes, we did add salt to the water. Lots of salt.
Lots of salt. You missed that one, mate. Maybe it was paused. But I'm going to add the pipies a little at a time just to retain the heat in the pan because I want these to cook as fast as possible. And my wet fingers are really stopping me doing my induction. I'm a big fan of induction, by the way. Massive temperature.
All right. Now we're adding some wine. Around how much wine, Dad?
That was about a cup.
A cup and a half.
That's a good wine.
Yum.
Yum.
Yum, yum, yum.
Would have liked it a bit hotter for it to sort of automatically go, but I'm just going to put those all in good faith, and I'm going to just chuck a lid on, and I'm going to let them all steam just in their juices. And what will happen is all that flavour of the garlic, chili, olive oil, wine is going to steam into all the pipies and make it absolutely delicious. And then hopefully in the end we're going to have quite a lot of sauce to soak up all the pasta. Come along nicely. We forgot to put the timer on. How long ago would that go in, do you reckon? 2 minutes? 1 minute?
Yeah, put it on for...
Check it for 5.
Yeah.
Improvising. Yeah, and I think one of these dishes, like pretty much if you don't have anything, you can swap it all out. So you can swap out the pipies for vongole or maybe even some mussels. And what we're going to do before we put it together is we're going to try to rip out a lot of the shells just so you have a lot more food that you can eat in your bowl, because having all those shells in the bowl is a little bit of a distraction.
Yeah.
Pasta's going nicely. Look at those guys. So move it around a bit. Oh, yum.
Yeah.
Yum.
And yeah, we don't have a lid big enough to put on this pan.
We smashed that glass lid.
We broke it.
That glass lid. But fry pans, they all work, you know. It's the never-ending path to get your kitchen perfect, right? You know. We accidentally used all the chili. It's good to hold on to some. I'll just chop some now, so we got some fresh chili at the end. I took the seeds out of the chili just because I didn't want it to be overwhelmingly hot. I just wanted to have the chili flavour without too much of the heat. So I've separated most of the seeds out, and I'll do that now with this so we have some fresh chili to put on top.
Put on top. How's it looking? Starting to look good, Dad.
I reckon we should turn that off now.
Turn that off?
Yep, turn that off. Put it over here.
Alright.
You want to start, we can try and start, can you start separating some of those?
Yeah.
Maybe put the camera down over there or over there.
Hi, Tat.
Hello.
Camera near me or?
Wherever.
I don't know. What are we going to serve it in?
Well, I think we'll just use that big bowl again that we used that the pipies were in. There's a bit more chili. Yeah, I think when you're using chili, you got to be very careful to wash your hands quite a lot over and over. Hey, it's the Corona spice chili. It's the wash your hands situation, right? So over here, we're just going to separate some of those bad boys.
Oh, the pasta's still cooking.
It's gone down a fair bit. How's it going?
Still pretty under. So this part is a bit fiddly, but
Yeah, this is the boring part. We're just gonna keep lots of the chunky things in there. So they're done perfectly. Look at that. It's a juicy little pippy. Delicious. Looks all soft and lovely. They're coming out just beautifully, softly off the shells. What's the shot like? More interesting like this. That's Bubba.
hi.
You got to be quick or you're going to burn your fingers. And it's a real problem if you've got sensitive little lady fingers, but if you've got big man hand, fat hands, it's it's a bit easier.
Oh my
Do
gosh.
you have a problem with that, Angel?
No. It's just...
How's that pasta going? So in the middle of the COVID situation, when it was like the serious isolation and lockdown, I ended up talking to Barilla and they were telling me about the Barilla factory in Milan, like one of the epicenters of the virus, and that the global demand for pasta was going bananas, you know, like with all the hoarding and everything that was happening, pasta shells were selling out like all over the world. So Barilla started to run their factory 24 hours, but because of the COVID working environment, they could not have a full amount of staff working. So with the COVID working staff, they had a skeleton crew working in the Barilla factory 24 hours a day, and to economize and keep up with the increased demand, they decided to streamline their operation and only make 4 of the long pastas, spaghetti, and 4 of the noodles, the 4 most popular. So there'll be a bit of a reduction now in pasta styles that you can get, but great story to hear how they operated and kept going and kept supplying the world with this beautiful food and beautiful pasta that
Pasta
they
is
have.
just as important as toilet paper.
This is delicious.
Alright, I think the pasta's done. We'll turn that off.
How are we going? Do we want more of these? Can we get a close-up in here?
Look
See,
at that.
Look at that, all the pipies, there's a few shells there. We'll keep going, we'll get a few more, rid of a few
Yeah,
more.
get rid of a few more.
It's just easier to eat. I mean, and these pipies are wonderful because they don't have any sand in them, and you can just see how easy and simple that was just to chuck them in a pan and get going. I suppose if you've got kids, you probably don't need to do this because sucking the pipies out of the shells when you're a kid is pretty fun.
That was fun.
You know, so just depends. But if you want to serve some fussy adults and try and make this dish look a lot more sophisticated and high end, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put that back on the heat. Is that enough, Angel, do you think? Like, do you want more shells out?
I think that's pretty good. Turn that back on. All right. So the pasta is still pretty al dente, but we don't want to overcook it.
Did the timer
Yeah,
go off?
the timer did go off.
Yep.
Perfect.
Still beautifully firm. In this situation too, this actually works, just turning the pasta off. If you get your timing out, just a little out like we did. And, I mean, it's hard to always get it perfect because of everything, you know, and when is everything ever perfect? Never. But you can just turn that off and it'll just sit there al dente for a little while. So we're just gonna leave that there. When this gets up to heat, we'll just do it now. We'll let it heat up.
Yeah. And we're transferring it straight from the pot into the pan just so it brings that excess pasta water in to help add more to the sauce.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to grab it all. Here, I might get another tool. There we go. Can you get in there and get the close up of the bubble? It's like a bubble. All right, heat's getting up. all that sauce. We just want all that sauce to be absorbed into that. Get a bit more of the fresh parsley.
Parsley's just here.
Just leave that for a second, actually. So, pasta jokes. Anyone got any pasta jokes? I don't. I should have gone online and found something out. Any questions, anybody?
No, but we've been told to bring some to Hyams Beach.
Oh, really? Can you get pipies down on Hyams Beach still?
I don't know.
The last time I was down in Shoalhaven, there was a warning on the beach saying you're not allowed to take them away from the beach, which leads me to think that they're still there, which is kind of wonderful because I remember being a kid and like pulling pipies off the beach at Palm Beach. And then as a kid, I remember actually the Bay of Plenty in New Zealand because my family, my mum's a Kiwi, and we used to go to the big beach, the surf beach in the Bay of Plenty and like just fill up our t-shirts. We didn't even have buckets. We'd just fill up our t-shirts with pipies and go home and eat them for dinner. It was like absolutely amazing.
We just got asked, where is the spatula from?
Oh. It is a Canada.
Canada?
Fabrique au Canada, so it's French, yeah. It's a Tefal, but yeah, this is my old favourite. It's even one out there, you see.
Yeah,
I mean,
we've had it for a long time.
Totally durable. It works for me. So can you get a close-up of that? I'll just give this a bit of a rinse.
It's all bubbling away. Look at that. Beautiful.
The other things that I'm absolutely in love with are these bowls.
Yeah.
They're South African. They are Di Marshall Pottery. I love you. She's not on Instagram or anything. I've been buying these down in this little shop in Barrie that I can't remember the name of now. Dishwasher proof, waterproof and chip proof. And they're beautiful. It's called Wonky Ware. Check it out.
Right. How's the
All right,
pasta?
back to the food, yeah. So we'll turn this off.
And yes, this video will be getting saved and it will be posted on the Barilla Australia
So yeah,
Instagram
you can make
page.
reference to it at all times. You can check out my Instagram. I currently have the ingredients list on my Instagram, which is put it to me, which is at Eat Sydney, just EATSYDNEY. Eat Sydney on Instagram. Angel is Anchovy.
Yep.
That's my daughter, Anchovy. Helps me out, does a lot of my food styling and everything. Yeah, so there'll be plenty of places you can make reference and find this. Did anybody cook along at all? If you cooked along, can you please give us a shout out now or say hello? Or maybe at the end, I don't know, we can try and work it out. And then I'll just pile the rest of this good stuff on the top with all those juices and the piles and piles of pipies.
What was that noise?
And we need a bit more parsley.
Yep.
Just here. Oops. And then we have the poor man's parmesan.
Right, let's move it over this side. Sorry, that's just our dog Pablo.
Hello! Maybe go on the other side. So just have a look. And this is the poor man's parmesan. Alright. Where's the good light?
There we are. Look at that.
I mean, maybe, how long did that take? So what was that, like 25 minutes?
I think so.
25 minutes. We chopped up stuff, so that might have taken 10 minutes before. So I reckon if you're organised, you could probably do this dish. The first time might take you 40 minutes. Second time might take you 30. And when you're organised, you can probably get it done in 25. Beautiful. You want to try some?
Sure.
Get some going now. Try to sit down and get that glass of vino happening. Look at that. I can't seriously use a fork that small.
Oh, yum.
Lemon juice. Actually,
We got too excited.
I got too excited. Can you see the little pipies in there? I don't know what you can see. We don't have it on selfie mode, but
Yum.
It's delicious. I can put a little touch of olive oil on there. Mmm.
Yum.
Well done. A little bit more of a money shot, look. All right.
Cool.
I think that's what we got for you. So put it down. Angela comes down next to me.
Yeah, I just can't see.
All right. Spaghetti with pangrattato and pipies. Beautiful stuff. Thank you very much for joining in. Send me a message. Send Barilla a message if you don't understand anything or you want to see it again or anything. You can find it Barilla, Instagram, Eat Sydney Instagram. No, it won't be on mine. It'll just be on the Barilla one.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for taking
Bye,
the time.
guys. Happy Saturday.
Now we're going to take this line.
Oh.
Oh, did you get the numbers or just press stop? There's all the data. Just go cancel. Where's all? Oh, we've got to take a screenshot.
Oh, it's on selfie now.
We're just working out some technical difficulties. I'm just trying to make sure I get it. So hello to everybody that joined us. Thanks very much. Yeah, this is what we cooked. Beautiful pipi spaghetti with pangrattato, and it'll be up on the page for quite a while. I'm just trying to get this technical stuff of how we do all of this. So
You just press M.
all right, thanks very much for joining us. It says 5. Do you want to go on?
Oh, it's still on.
All right.